Let's try that again. Now that my mic's on. Hello, everybody. It's Royce here, and I want to welcome you all to my Royce in the House YouTube channel. You know, tonight's show, we've gone through some different ideas. We were thinking about doing Celebration Day by Led Zeppelin, and some other things came up and were discussed over the last couple of weeks. But you know what I've been noticing is everybody's doing some sort of a end of the year wrap up, not just grabbing a single album and making a show out of it, but some sort of end of the year. I mean, 2024 is ending, came in with the bang, it's leaving with the bang. It's almost 2025. Let's do something a little different. What do you say we talk about the albums that we listened to and enjoyed the most in 2024? They don't have to be new albums. They could be 30-year-old albums, but the albums you played for yourself most often in 2024. So let's talk about that. So that's what our show is going to be about, what we've been listening to, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I would like to show my first choice, okay? My first choice. Hold on, we're being joined by co-host Chris Elliott. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm very good. Yourself?
It looks like I've got my Clint Eastwood scene going on there in the
Yeah.
background. Let me see if I can, gosh darn it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Let me just spend a quick moment and see if I can get rid of that virtual background. All right, let's see.
While you do that, I'll say hello to everybody.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and anything else that it is you celebrate. And
Yeah.
Let's have some fun tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you, Chris. That my sentiments 100%. 100%. Let's have some fun tonight. Okay, now I don't know why I can't get rid of my virtual background right now. We'll try it one more time, then I might just leave it there for a while. I don't know what's going on. Okay, all right. Some saloon doors. I like the saloon doors.
I'm going to throw a cheap plug in there. Go Lions.
What's that?
So I'm going to throw another cheap plug in there. Go Detroit Lions.
go Detroit Lions. Okay. So anyway, here we are. We're doing an end of the year wrap up. We're going to discuss the albums we listened to and enjoyed the most during 2024. So we'll get right into it. I've got a couple I'm going to show. I've got kind of a two-way tie here. All right. So what I have here is, you know what, folks? I'm sorry. You're going to have to bear with me for a minute. I have got to get rid of this
Background. Yeah.
this so-called green screen back here because it's just really going to screw me up all night. Okay. All right. So, Chris, how have you been?
I'm doing okay.
Did you pick out some albums to show?
Yeah, I got kind of a wide variety. Just whatever stuff happens to listen to, whatever. So, an interesting variety, I think, got going on.
Okay. So I can take it off in one place, but yet it stays on over here, and I don't like that because it's kind of got the green screen effect behind it. All right. Well, maybe we can just go with this. That blocks it all out. Let's see. All right. Let's go back to here. Okay. All right. So here we are. I'm going to show a couple of things real quick. These are two of my all-time favorite albums. But what we're talking about now is what have we listened to the most in 2024? And I'll show Led Zeppelin 2. I have loved Led Zeppelin 2 since it came out in 1969 when I was a junior in high school. Of course, the first single of Led Zeppelin's was Whole Lotta Love. And that song is just etched into my brain. I'm telling you right now. So Led Zeppelin 2, which rivals Led Zeppelin 4. And I'm showing these as a tie. And of course, this one's got a lot of iconic songs: Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven. I mean, this is one of the best right here too. But I'm going to call those two Zeppelin albums a tie. I love them both. Let me try one more thing real quick, Chris. I'm going to go over here to the media thing, and we're going to see. Yeah, we shouldn't be showing any God, this is not what I wanted to be looking at here. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, I think I just got rid of it all.
Okay. There you go.
I just got to get the right screen here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, good. All right, friends. Sorry for that little delay. We've been joined by George, Music for All 4 Seasons. George is a great podcaster. Got James Watson and, of course, Chris Elliott, Adam Finley, Jersey Devils here. Hey, brother, Black Sabbath, Headless Cross, and I got a lot of plays thanks to them being reissued this year. Yes, one of my albums on my list here is a Black Sabbath album too. Let's see. Okay, Dr. Rick is here. Hawkstra Lords is here. Let's see. Who's deleting all the comments? I didn't know anybody was. Okay. Jason Rojas is here. Jason, are you here to show a couple of albums? Adam Findley. Angela. Hey, Angela, how are you? Hello, my wonderful peoples. Yes, that's right. They are wonderful peoples. Okay, so pretty much got a packed house. I want to say, folks, sadly, we probably won't see Michael Nolan on the panel tonight. And sadly, I don't know if he would have wanted me to tell you guys this, but his wife's mother died today.
Oh, no.
And so there's just a whole lot going on over at the house. And I'm surprised you made it to the chat. I appreciate that.
You're there, Michael. My sympathies to you and your family.
Yeah. Our hearts go out. Okay, so here we are. All right, Chris, do you have an album or two you want to show? Two of your favorites. When I say album, CD, tape, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. I don't mean just strictly vinyl.
All right. Yeah, I just I got a handful of different ones that I usually go through, but to start, I guess my two.
Wait. Hey. I'm sorry. That didn't come out right. Nick, you got that echo back again.
Echo back.
Yeah.
That's right. It's not there. Really? Test.
Yeah, no, it's good now. No, it's not good now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and I'll fix it.
That seems to be better.
Okay.
Oh, and again, maybe not.
No. Just when we think we got all of our problems solved, all our problems are back. Okay, so go ahead, Chris.
Once
Jeff fixed.
Yes, that's better.
Yeah.
Right, well,
yes.
My go-to album, if I want to listen to something, it's always Physical Graffiti. For the most part, that's my go-to almost any time.
Okay.
And just about any Led Zeppelin. My next one, Michael Nolan would be happy, is probably Be Present.
Right.
Like one thing I go to a lot is, believe it or not, is this one here, the original Rainbow album.
Oh, okay.
Like
wow.
I love the song "Man in the Silver Mountain," "Temple of the King," "Black Sheep of the Family," all that stuff. I like this one. I come to it a lot.
That's awesome. Hey, we've got Oberheim here. How you doing, Oberheim? Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Hope you've been okay. Let's see. Devices not connected. Chris Hill, whoever that is. Okay. All right. So let's see. Anybody else new joined us here? Okay. So Nick.
He's gone in the other room.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and show a little more here then.
A little bit.
And what I want to show is if you know anything about me, maybe next to Dr. Rick or equal to Dr. Rick, I am the biggest Jimi Hendrix fan on the planet. I absolutely love Jimi Hendrix. I always have. I still consider him my number one guitar player going back, I think, to like 1967, But I love Jimi Hendrix. And of course, this album, and I've got a very, very old copy of it that may even be my original, but this one happens to be, Are You Experienced? That's my favorite album. I have No, Jimi Hendrix only made 3 studio albums. I probably have 23 of his albums. I have all kinds of stuff. There's probably 23 more you could go get. But so anyway, this has got a lot of great stuff on it. Okay, it's got all. Listen to this now. It's got all analog mastering from the original 2-track master tapes by George Martin. Complete original artwork, manufactured by Quality Record Pressings. And this is just great. And there's Jimmy, Mitch Mitchell, the drummer, Noel Redding, the bassman. They were both session musicians. And Mitch Mitchell is just now finally starting to get his due
Recognition
for how good of a drummer he is. Imagine keeping up with Jimi Hendrix, right? I mean, all the improvising he does. So I've seen recent lists showing Mitch Mitchell as high as number 6 ranked as best drummers. I see 6 to 8, 6 to 9 to 10 in that range, but you never used to see him that high. So I love the guy. He's a great drummer. The Jimi Hendrix Experience was fantastic. But right next to that for me is this double album set, the third studio album, Electric Ladyland. And this is fantastic. It's just got the best damn songs ever. Voodoo Child, slight rerun. I mean, just some great stuff. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe even, well, here's the track list right here. And the Gods Made Love. Have you ever been to Electric Ladyland? Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child, Little Miss Strange, Long Hot Summer Night, Come On, Let the Good Times Roll, Gypsy Eyes, Burning the Midnight Lamp, Rainy Day, Dream Away. Let's see. I should turn to red. Okay. Moon Turn the Tides, Gently. Okay. Still Raining, Still Dreaming, House Burning Down, All Along the Watchtower, Voodoo Child, Slight Return. Who can't listen to that song on repeat? Voodoo Child. Just fantastic. But these guys are great. I always love the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Okay, so Nick, would you like to show a couple of your most listened to albums in 2024?
Well, I got hit with this notification rather late, so
well,
I didn't really compose a list. I just
well, you know, if you're anything like me, I could go back there to my shelves and drag the whole shelf over here next to me if I was strong enough.
I'm sitting here right next to all the CDs I could grab from here.
I would say that the most listened to is probably the newest items in my collection over the past year.
Yeah.
So that would include ZZ Top. Led Zeppelin's not new, but it seems like there's always a couple more at the end of the year than there was at the beginning. And I have them all, so I don't know why.
Right.
You know, I've been listening to more CDs, both Super Audio and standard CDs, just to because some of them, that's the only way you can get them.
Find them anymore.
There's I've mentioned this Doors 6 CD set from New York.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible. They do have an LP vinyl that's a 2-record set, but the whole weekend's on CD.
Yeah, well, you saw me show the live one I have. It's just 4 live albums. Yeah, the one that you got from Rhino just was like gone, limited edition, gone instantly. Yeah,
well, I also went to the Doors website and got the best deal on the 4 LP one that just released. I just cleaned it tonight. I've had it for a week or a couple of weeks. I just haven't had time. Time's our most precious commodity, as we've all said before.
Oh yeah, totally.
And, so they're clean, they're ready to play, and today's just gotten away from me. You know, with the holidays coming up, there's even less time than normal. So, matter of fact,
that's right.
Records that should have been cleaned earlier are still finishing them off because some of them, I bought some used records and they're extra dirty, so they have to be chemically cleaned and then, of course, rinsed. So that's 2 cycles per record, and each cycle's 11 minutes. So you do the math.
Oh, is it really? Wow.
Yes. Yep. So it
Well,
it takes a little time to clean records in the Humming Guru.
well, we've got
It
some.
does a good job, but
Yeah,
takes
right.
time.
I have my own little thing here. It's called Royce's Magic Vinyl Cleaner, something I concocted, and I spray it right on the album and take my nice
Hmm.
cloth and clean it. And I scrub them pretty hard too, surprisingly. And I've taken some that were pretty rough sounding and cleaned them 2 or 3 times
Oh,
with some
absolutely.
pressure and a lot of fluid, and they came out sounding way better than I thought they would ever sound
Oh yeah,
again.
I've gotten some records in that were pretty trashed, and I've run them through the Humming Guru, and they still sounded bad. So I put them on my vacuum system. It's a Okinoki, and I sprayed chemical on it that I got the mixture ingredients from PB Thal. Uh, so
Yeah,
he got
yeah,
his mixture uh, chemical mix from a archivist. So I use that and a goat's hair brush, and you can. It's amazing how much punishment they'll take
it
for
is
the brush
amazing how much
chemicals.
punishment. That's
Yep.
right.
So you scrub them real good, and then rinse them with distilled water. Let them air dry, and I'll tell you what, I've brought some trash records back to almost brand new
Oh,
life. It's
I'm
just
telling you, I have an
incredible.
old album my older brother bought me for my 16th
Yep.
birthday, and it was well, Blind Faith,
Yeah.
and it sat in a stack since I was 16 years old most of the time.
Yep.
Occasionally I had a vinyl player, but last time I played it, I was almost brokenhearted. This time I just cleaned the shit out of it, and I'll tell you what, it sounds really good. And in the meantime, I had found another one and bought it, but then I also bought the one with the girl that's nude from the top up
Right.
with the hood ornament, airplane hood
Yep.
ornament. Now it's a little bit of a little bit of a controversial album, but it
Well,
really wasn't that hard to find either. But I want to say hi to DJ Trish has joined us. Piccolino the cat is here. Got that cute kitty alongside. And
yep.
good to see all you folks, man. I really appreciate you all being here. So
Definitely.
anyway, let's see. Where did we
Oh,
leave off? Whose turn is it to? Well, first of
I was
all,
going to mention.
I want to ask the chat. Please let us know. You don't have to do it, all in one message, but start listing the albums you listen to the most in 2024. They don't have to be brand new albums. They can be 40
Mhm.
years old, but the albums that you chose to listen to the most in the year 2024. This is kind of a year-end wrap up. The year's coming to an end. This is kind of a way to close it out by just talking about the albums we enjoyed the most for the past year. Okay, so let's keep it going here. Let's see, Nick, were you still talking?
Oh, the other thing I was going to say on as far as cleaning them was you get to a point where you have to decide uh, do you have the time to try to bring a record back to life now or let it sit? And I've collected probably 2 dozen or so that need a good scrubbing. That's going to take more time than I have right now. But
Well, yeah, it
yeah,
sounds like that's a pretty slow process.
well, yeah. I mean, if is it worth? You have to decide is it worth the time?
Right.
You know, how much do you like the record? I mean, it wouldn't be in your collection. You wouldn't have it if you didn't care for it. But you don't always know what you're getting. But it's
Uh,
been I listen to the Stones. I listen to Stones probably more than the Beatles. Uh,
yeah, me too.
Stevie Ray Vaughan over the year. Ted Nugent. Uh, Even Bad Company a few times this year. It just depends on your mood, you know.
Yeah.
Then there's some
Yeah.
classical music I have that I'll pick up, and there's some nice piano, and then there's some nice violin. It just
Elvis.
depends on your mood,
It depends on
what
your
gets
mood.
you.
That's exactly
But
right. There are stuff.
definitely quite a bit of blues.
Elvis Costello. Yeah, I absolutely love the blues. I used
Yeah,
to have the complete recordings of Robert Johnson's
yeah.
on cassette.
Oh wow.
On
All I
cassette,
have
no
left is
kidding.
the case. I don't have the four
See,
cassettes.
I have it on CD, and I still
Oh,
have that.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So anyway, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead. Once again, I'm going to ask the chat to start showing us what you listened to most
Yes.
last year. We really want to know. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll throw it back and forth, talk about it a little bit. And yeah, there's so much good stuff out there. I just want to know what everybody else has been focused on, because my focus can change. Although a lot of the stuff I'm showing now, I've
Yeah.
been focused on for 40, 50 years,
Yeah.
and that's just the way it is. When you have good stuff, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, I got
Yeah,
an eclectic mix
Michael
myself
Nolan
going on.
brought up a good point. A
Okay.
lot of yes this past year. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, a lot of yes. Right, right. Yeah, I actually sent Michael a yes, and some other albums, more,
No.
more than just a few. But he actually recently sent me Revolver, the new mix, not the whole box set, but
Right.
the album, and it's great. And he also sent me a Steely Dan album.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And your Steely Dan was more of a last year.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
with Asia, it was
yeah, listened to a lot more
yeah,
last year. But
yeah.
it'll be
That's
back in the
exactly right.
rotation. Yeah, be back in the rotation. We just,
Okay, sea level cats on the coast yesterday. Cleaned it and played it nicely. Well, that's good, Eric. Piccolina the cat, Michael Nolan. The bottom line: we love Michael. Yes, we do love Michael.
yes,
Yes.
We
absolutely.
love Michael. The family's suffering a little bit tonight, so we're all feeling kind of down and out about that. Um, okay, so let me do this now. Uh, this is my favorite Beatles album, and I mean, there's a lot of albums that I think are as good, but no one packs the memories this one packs. And I've listened
Yeah.
to it a lot lately. This is well, here's my little hype sticker on the back, mixed in with the shrink wrap, and it says anniversary edition Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, as you have never heard it before. Okay, so it's all been remastered and stuff. So anyway, I have my I think my original. I think I have my brother's copy. Okay, and so it would be from later '60s. But I love this album. I always have. Told the story so many times. I'll be really brief. When we were 15 years old, me and my friends, we didn't have driver's licenses yet. We couldn't drive cars. Um, we used to hitchhike out to Las Vegas, where my brother and his roommate lived. They were both craps dealers in one of the casinos in Las Vegas. They did very well doing that too. But we would hike out to my brother's house and listen to Sergeant Pepper's. We'd listen to the Cream. Uh, you know, we'd listen to oh, John Fogerty, Creedence, and a lot of Clapton stuff. But this was always our number one to listen to. And then somewhere along the line, while we were going out there and hanging out, Magical Mystery Tour was released. And that was definitely put on the playlist and rose up there pretty good. So Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I love this album. I mean, there's so many people on here, so many faces and stuff. You got, W.C. Fields. Oh, yes. She was a woman that drove me to drink, and I never wrote her to thank her for it. Oh, yes.
And you got
You got,
Alistair Crowley up on the left top corner.
that's right. Alistair Crowley. That's right. Second from the left on top. That's right. You got, oh my God, so many people. Marilyn Monroe, Marlon Brando. You're my brother. You're supposed to be looking out for me. I could have been a contender, not a bum. I could have been somebody.
I got a few things that'll add a little bit of a
Okay, go
mix
ahead.
to the thing. Something else that I listen to a lot is I love the Tragically Hip, and one of my favorite albums from them is Up to Here. Great album, one of their
Okay.
earliest. And then almost equally as well is it's called Fully Completely album.
Okay.
So a couple from the
Tragically hip. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have never had any of their music, to be perfectly honest with you.
Same here.
I'd recommend it. You guys would like them. They didn't make it big in the U.S. like some of the other Canadian bands, but they're definitely.
Okay.
And hell, I'm going
Okay.
to be showing you a lot of different things in different genres. But here's another one that I play a lot.
Okay.
Is this one here?
Good
Oh
album.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Funny you should pull that one out. Okay,
Why did you have it
you'll
lined
know
up?
why. Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, I
I
wanted to
have
ask
it
you.
on I have it on vinyl and on CD. Yeah,
I
I have an
Legends. Oh,
eclectic mix. I'll
that
keep pulling out
every
different things all day.
every song on that is just fantastic. Oh my God, I can't listen enough. In fact, we love that album. Me and my crew, and we were working out in Morro Bay, remodeling this big house with an ocean view. We would play that, and we would make up our own lyrics, like people do on goofing around, which we did a lot of that too. But we make up our own lyrics, and they'd be funny. You know what I'm saying? At least to us, they were. And it'd get to the point. It'd get to the point where all you had to do was say one or two words, and everybody would start laughing because they knew what was coming.
Yeah, I had a crew at the restaurant that they probably came in 3-4 times a week, and it's funny, they would come in with somebody different. They bring a guest with them, and we walk by the table and we say, "Number 7," and everybody at the table would bust out laughing except for the newcomer. Joke number 7. Because we've been doing it for so many years, a
Right.
decade at least.
Right.
So we just holler out a number and everybody would bust out laughing.
Isn't that funny how it gets that way when you're with the crew?
Yep.
You have a lot of fun with it, though.
Carlos
There's some great memories come out of all of that.
Oh, absolutely. But
Right.
with only 52 weekends, every now and then I have to have a Motown weekend for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Right. Well, you know what, folks? I mean, I always like to say, and you guys say it too. We try to make keep this channel clean. We didn't want to talk about politics during the political season. More than happy that it's over with. We don't know if the best or the worst is yet to come. Anyway, whatever. We're not going to talk about politics. We try to stay away from drama. Chief among drama is the trollers that occasionally, I mean, they've been showing up forever. I remember the first time Rachel ever came on my show. She goes, "You got trollers." I go, "What are you talking about?" This is like a couple of years ago or something. She goes, "Well, they follow me around, So you get these people showing up trolling. I don't know why they have nothing better to do. Why don't they just go? They have most of them have shows. They have podcasts, and they have viewers, they have subscribers, but yet they want to come on someone else's show and cause trouble. And all I want to say is this is the no drama zone. It's a no politics zone. We're just here to talk about the music we love and try to enjoy ourselves and have some laughs. And I'm going to start. I've been a little lax, but I'm going to start having zero tolerance for anybody. I mean, if you even had a dream you were trolling my show, you better call me in the morning and apologize, because I will hunt you down and whoop that ass. Okay, I am absolutely done with that kind of stuff. Well, we've had them pop in and out, but I'm done. They pop in, I'm kicking them out. They don't have to pop out. So anyway, enough of all that. Let's get back. Is there anybody in the chat? Let me see. Dr. Rick.
Oh, they've been throwing out some good music in the chat.
The Experience box set, Miles Davis Kind of Blue, and Sketches of Spain, Asia, Band on the Run. Okay, now Dr. Rick's got a great list right there. Wow. Miles Davis Kind of Blue, I have that. Sketches of Spain, I don't. Asia, I don't. Band on the Run, I've ran into it a lot of times this past year. I don't remember if I picked it up or not. I may have. Abbey Road, I do have that. Yeah, that's a great list, Dr. Rick. And you and I are the only ones here with the 8 Hendrix box set with the Velvet cover too.
Yeah.
So anyway, God, great picks there, brother. I listened to Gentle Giant, Black Sabbath, Frank Zappa. There you go, baby. Jethro Tull. Yes. Yeah. I got a Jethro Tull on my table here. I have a Black Sabbath on my table here is stuff I've listened to most. I don't know why I don't have one of my Frank Zappas here, because I really got into Frank Zappa this year.
Yeah, this
totally
was your
got
Frank
into
Zappa year, wasn't
You know
it?
why you don't have that on the list? Because, like you said earlier, every time somebody mentions an artist, you're going, "Oh, I listened to a lot of that and that and that." I mean, you could have a stack this big of stuff, as it mentions.
Oh, but my Frank Zappa stuff has grown, though. I mean, I have a collection that actually qualifies as a Fillmore East album collection, live recordings at the Fillmore East.
Oh,
And I have a
that's
3-album
nice.
set of Frank Zappa. And I love that because he's doing some jamming with John and Yoko Lennon, doing some jamming after Frank and his band did their set. They were jamming, and one of Frank's songs, they made a little agreement beforehand. They had just met that morning. Some writer brought him over to Zappa's house in Laurel Canyon and introduced him. And so Frank said, well, why don't you come on down to the Fillmore?
Michael.
No, it wasn't Laurel Canyon. This was the Fillmore East. Okay, they were back in New York. I'm sorry. Let me think. Fillmore East. Yeah, it was a Fillmore East. Yes.
Yeah,
Fillmore East. Okay. So anyway, they have the Fillmore West as well, both owned by the same guy. Anyway, so John and Yoko came up on stage. They were performing with Zappa, and Zappa had a song. It was obviously a song. It had structure. It had lyrics. It had everything. And they had a little agreement. We're going to be jamming. If you want to take, I'll give you a copy of the tapes. If you want to use them on some of your stuff, go ahead. If I want to use some of them, I'll go ahead. Well, they took a song called King Kong and renamed it Jamrag, which stands for feminine napkin, in I think French slang for feminine napkin, and so they took writing credits for it, and it was clearly the same song, King Kong, that he'd put out, Zappa had put out on a previous album. So he was kind of pissed off, but he just let it go. He was pretty good-hearted, very funny man. But if you listen to that live at the Fillmore East, Frank Zappa, it's when Yoko and John joined him, and she gets up there and does that caterwauling, that yell, just one scream after another, that can make you ill. Oh my God! You better be careful what you eat before you listen to that. But I have an entire side, like side 3, where she is in the background of every single song yelling.
We call that album Skeet.
Okay. Look at George, music for all 4 seasons here. Throughout 2024, the Bee Gees, Spirits Having Flown, Frankie Valli, A Touch of Jazz, Meet the Beatles, Meet the Supremes. That's another thing. I want to come across a big collection of Supremes albums. I'm already a big soul fan. I had several Supremes, but I came across a pretty big collection of Supremes this year. The 4 Seasons, Genuine Limitation, Life Gazette, the Beatles White Album. Yeah, I almost pulled the Beatles White Album. I have the new one, the remixed box with with those demos in it that were recorded at John Lennon's home studio, the Asher demos. Yeah. Anyway, I love that. That's a great White Album box set. Is a great album. Okay, so what do we have here? Got Dan Goucher. Oh, Golden Earring. I like those guys. Everly Brothers have been on my turntable a lot this year. Oh, that's great, Dan. Thanks for sharing that. Really good. Sid, Rush 2112. Okay. Oberheim, Gentle Giant. Right on. Dr. Rick. Michael, you're missed, brother. Yes, you are, Michael. Adam Finley, enjoyed Michael's 500 Best. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Album video. Yeah, that was cool.
I missed that one.
Eric Schultz, during 2024, I have a lot of listens to Revolver, Beatles for Sale, Quadrophenia, REM Accelerate, The Midnight Callers, Rattled, Humming Heart, Mind Games, Hackney Diamonds, and Now and Then. Well, I'm with you on a lot of that. Hackney Diamonds, Now and Then. I got the big and small versions, the 7-inch and the 12-inch. Quadrophenia, I don't have. I passed that up this year. Of course, Revolver, I just got another copy from Michael, the newly remastered one. That's part of the bigger box set. Beatles for Sale. Okay. Yeah, that's great stuff there, Eric. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Dan Goucher, we've got lots of Charlie Daniels band albums have been played too. Yeah, that's cool. I like that because I'll listen to Led Zeppelin, I'll listen to Black Sabbath, and then I'll put on Hank Williams Senior, or even Hank Jr. Bocephus. Um, Dwayne Wolotica, Dwayne Wolotica. Hi, Dwayne. Hello, everyone. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here, Dwayne Wolotica.
Here I got
Always,
one
always
that'll perhaps throw somebody off.
what's
Well,
that?
maybe not. Another album that I listen to a lot. I like a bunch of the songs on it. Billy
Okay.
Squire.
Oh, Billy
If you know,
Squire. Yeah. Right on.
I like him. Although, especially unfortunately, what happened to him after the Rock Me video came out. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was quite an effeminate video per se. And then the next day, literally after they played the video on MTV, he had a concert that was sold out. Only half the people showed up, and he never sold out very many concerts after that. His career almost
Really?
went to the toilet after that video played once.
Oh, no kidding.
There's YouTube videos on it. Look it up if you're interested in it. Yeah, it almost killed his career overnight. Yeah.
Wow.
And then that was just before the David Bowie and Mick Jagger dancing in this whatever. Just that one came out after, which probably wouldn't have. Billy Squires would have went over a little better if that one came out first.
Right. Hey, Gloria here. Gloria and I go back a long ways with Caitlin Stoddard and
Hi, Gloria.
Mr. Bill Kay, and so many people that we'll still see around. And we're going back like 4 years now. This vinyl show where we used to compete with one another. Well, there was an artist named George, just a fantastic artist. I've got 3 pieces of his art, 2 hanging in here, and a Frank Zappa hanging out there on my fireplace. I went crazy when I saw the Frank Zappa. It was just when I was really getting into him. And I said, I called him immediately. He put it up on Facebook. Anybody interested in this Frank Zappa? I was like, sold. But anyway, he remembers. She's asking me if I remember when George the artist photoshopped a lot of the viewers after a vinyl showdown, and I do remember. We had a lot of fun on that show. It really was fun. It was a vinyl competition. It was almost like you lined up every week. A few of us would compete with our vinyl. You'd have to show an album and tell a story why the album means what it means to you. And it was fun. I've even thought about doing variations of it on my show. I mean, I wouldn't call it Talking Wax like it was called before, but the principle would be the same. And there was a big record store that actually sponsored the show, and they would throw 3 or 4 albums at you every week that you could let whoever won choose from. So yeah, no, it was a fun time. We all had fun, and I never really did that great on the vinyl competition. I usually got my tail kicked, and I swear some of it had to do with the popularity. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thank you, Gloria. Thanks for bringing that up. Dwayne Wolotica, Dan Goucher, hello. Right on. Hey, Gloria, let me ask you, did you have any albums that you could say you played more than other albums this past year that you enjoyed more? They don't have to be new albums, just doesn't matter how old they are, as long as they were the albums that you played the most. Go ahead and throw them up if you can think of any. Eric Schultz, late last winter, I listened to Exile on Main Street. Oh my God, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm pretty sure that I have this laying on my table. And you know why I have this laying on my table? When I figure out, I'll let you know. I have this laying on my table because in 1972, I was living in Long Beach. And I wasn't married yet, but my future wife was with me. And we were at the Long Beach Arena to see the Exile on Main Street tour.
Sweet.
And I have wanted this album ever since that. So I'll pull out the other one I'm going to show with it. I've wanted that album since 1972, a clean copy of it. And lo and behold, after all these years and all these tattered covers and thrashed albums, here comes Exile on Main Street, 1972 first pressing, super clean, postcards. These are all postcards, and they're perforated where you make 4 postcards. They've never been taken apart. The poster looks brand new. The vinyl looks brand new. So I have a 1972 original pressing of a concert I saw in 1972, Exile
nice.
on Main Street. And man, I paid way too much for this. I would be almost embarrassed. I don't think I've ever paid more for an album, but it was like something I'd wanted for years and could never find a clean copy. And to find a clean original pressing was more than I could possibly ask for.
Yeah.
I didn't even offer less. I just said, I'll take it, you know. They go, oh man, what a sucker just walked in the door, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the other one I wanted to show. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, there
Sorry.
it is.
Actually, I don't have to show that one. The one you're about to show is has been showed to. But I just wanted to, Nick, you mentioned Motown and whatever. One of the CDs I like to go to, and I use it songs from it a lot when I do my shows on Wednesdays, is the Big Chill soundtrack.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's got.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent.
yeah.
There's some great soundtracks
and the Blues
out there.
Brothers soundtrack as well, but that's a little less Motown than blues. But
yeah. Matter of fact, that was playing in the living room today. We were baking cookies, and we could hear the music when they're in the honky tonk and the beer bottles.
right.
Yeah.
Well, what did I just hear? Okay, not just hear, but I heard it before. But it's like Death Wish 2. Jimmy Page played the soundtrack on it.
Soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a great story. I don't know how many times I probably passed that up, not knowing Jimmy Page played the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I won't pass it up again, let me tell you. Okay, Michael Nolan, the bottom line. Thanks, Doc. Hope all is well with you. Thanks, Adam, Brandon. My copy is an older master. Right on.
Hit the thumbs up, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, hit that thumbs up button, boys. I'll tell you what, if I can get to 50, and it's not always easy to do, but when I get to 50, it's like what was that Selenium Falcon or whatever in Star Wars, where he jumped to hyperspeed, and crossed the universe in like a couple of seconds. Well, when you hit 50 50, not subscribers, views, you hit 50 views within a couple of days of putting the show out. It's like you just leaped across the universe as far as getting put out in front of more people. Now they're really, really putting your show out in front of people. People go on YouTube, they go on Google, they're searching for content. I'm looking for something. Let's find out what's out there. And if you're getting a lot of likes, Google and YouTube will offer your show as an option to them, So not everybody's going to choose it, but I mean, if they're offering it to thousands of people and 5% choose it, that's great, At least you get the opportunity if you get all those likes. So anyway, Michael Nolan. All right. Dr. Rick, Chris, I sent the Tragically Hip a vacuum tube compressor. No kidding, for their drum studio. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That is way cool.
Yeah.
How
Wayne
did
was
you
talking
like the
about
show,
seeing the
Dwayne?
Tragically Hip.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I mean, I've seen them 3 times. One really special show, I got to take my father to it.
Right.
And he bragged to his friends about it for 3 months, they said.
No kidding.
He just at the bar, we'd sit at the bar
Well,
with his buddies and just talk about the show for like 3 months, they said.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's impressive, when it leaves that kind of an impression on you. I've gone to shows with lower expectations and left feeling like that before.
Yeah.
I don't remember who at the moment, but I remember it happening and I remember the feelings of it happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, respect. Okay, Piccolina, the Yardbirds, yes, Auger and Driscoll, Tangerine Dream, and Early Floyd. Wow, that's a good list there, Piccolina. Michael Nolan, I agree, Brandon. Oberheim's talking. Michael, even better. I sometimes remix can. Yeah, quite a letdown. Yeah, it can be quite a letdown, a remix. Yeah, that's true. We have seen that.
Dr. Rick banging them out. Yeah, Stones. There you go, brother.
That's right.
Hey, some Ray Charles, some Genius Loves Company, and
That's a good one.
Genius plus soul equals jazz. Those are couple of really nice Ray Charles records.
Well, I bet that's Dan Goucher's talking about a Stax Christmas LP today. That must have been great to hear.
Yeah, that's a good album.
Yeah. Royce runs for any office. I'll vote for him. Yeah. I have never ran for office, but you know what? It'll probably blow your mind if I say this, but I was appointed in the city of Atascadero, where I live, to the planning commission. I was put on the planning commission. We make all these, land use changes, and so the city decided to rezone the entire city. And the whole idea was to make room for more development, upzone some properties. Maybe you could only build a house there before. Now you can build 4 houses. Maybe you can only build 4 houses there before. Now you can build 8 houses. So they wanted to upzone. Well, the biggest contingent in town were the no-growthers. So they decided to put me on the chairman of the planning commission. So I was the head of those meetings during the rezone. And the only people, of course, that showed up to the meetings were the people that didn't want any growth, that we were supposed to be a bedroom community of San Luis Obispo. There's not going to be any jobs here. We're all going to commute to San Luis Obispo to work because we're just a bedroom community, and that's all we're ever going to be. And that's all they wanted us to be. Well, some of us had other ideas, and anyway, it's a long story now. There's a lot more houses in Atascadero now, and I couldn't be happier about it. I built a few subdivisions after, myself. So anyway, Dwayne Wolotica, Plickling and the Cat. I'm a big fan of the Yardbirds, and so am I. I think I have 7 Yardbirds albums. 7 Yardbirds albums. And I even have a Jeff Beck album that is just strictly the Yardbirds songs, all on it, like a compilation. Nice. Yeah. I showed that not too long ago. We did a Jeff Beck show. Okay, so Michael Nolan, and we will enforce the no drama zone. Yes, we are. We've already put things. We've already taken some actions tonight, and we're just going to get tougher and tougher on it. No weasels here. That's right. I love it, man. We got the best chat anywhere, don't we? Dr. Rick, kick ass, Royce.
That's right.
Jersey Devil. Well, we've had them. We had people kept changing their name and kept trying to come up on the panel, and you could kind of still see through the fuzziness and see it was the same guy trying to get on the show over and over again.
Yeah.
He went into the
private chat
and just oh my God, just wiped out a couple of pages with nonsense. And I'm pissed off about that. Go someplace else and play your games.
Exactly.
You want to come here and talk about Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and whoever else? You're welcome. Let's just keep it to the music. Let's just stay on topic. We don't need to I don't even want to go there anymore. Okay, Michael Nolan. Besides, I'm bad enough to put up with.
That's right.
That's right. Dwayne Wolotica. All excellent music picks. Yes, I've seen nothing but excellent music picks. Okay, cool. Piccolina the Cat. They were an amazing band. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to pick up the next one. I showed Exile on Main Street, but I thought I better show Two Stones because I have listened to this a whole bunch this year. Mm-hmm. And this is Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones. And you know what? This is not just Sticky Fingers, but up here is a working zipper. This is the working zipper.
Oh, that's the one you showed a few months back. That's cool.
Yeah, I have 2 copies. One doesn't have the zipper. This one does. Now, the original zipper was slightly larger, but they found out it was damaging the outside covers because it was so big, It's got the working zipper, and it's just got so damn many great songs. I mean, I absolutely love this album, Sticky Fingers. It's my favorite Rolling Stones album, although I do have the greatest hits. It is a 2-album set in gold vinyl, and it is absolutely amazing.
There's a few of them with zippers.
Boy.
all German
press. Do you have any with the big zipper that they stopped using because it was damaging covers?
That one there, by the looks of it,
Wow, that might be.
Yeah.
When you
Oh
had it on the
yeah,
side profile, you
yeah, I
could
can
see
see
where
it.
it was
It's right
supposed to
down
be.
here.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
Well,
maybe that's for the
This
Australian high jumper.
now this is the German press. Let's see, I have this one extra protected. Yeah, because I didn't want anything to happen to that one. It's in almost perfect shape. Then let's see. Oh,
So once again, folks, this is kind of our end of the year wrap up, and that's why we're just talking about the albums we enjoyed the most and listened to the most
and here's
this
my
this
yeah.
year.
That one was the big zipper. This is the first U.S. press.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the small zipper. That's like mine
Yeah,
here.
that's well. I got a variety of them.
Well, how long did you how long ago did you get the big zippers?
Had them. Let's see. Let's put that there. Let me look. Big zipper. I've had that for
Nightfly, Donald
8
Fagan.
months,
Oh,
almost
only
a
8
year.
months, huh? So
No,
where
I
did you
think about a
find it?
year.
Did you look for it online or?
Yeah, I've been
Oh yeah,
watching
look
out.
at
I'm
that.
still looking for one from France.
Oh, from France. Now, what's
Yeah, I want
significant
a
about the
French
one?
pressing. It's
Okay,
just a
okay.
different pressing. I got two that are German. One first U.S. Let's see which one this is. This
No,
is
no.
another
What
small
what are they
zipper.
selling for? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I'd have to let me look
Oh, it
in
doesn't
my.
matter. Are they upwards of
They're
$30,
pricey.
$40?
Keep going.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$70, $70, $100.
yeah. Now you're talking the neighborhood.
Oh, okay, okay. The neighborhood, yeah.
So you guys are talking the Stones. One of my favorite Stones albums, probably almost equal with Sticky Fingers, is, and I maybe because I listened to it so many times when I was a kid through my parents, but the Some Girls
Yeah,
album.
some girls. I have two copies of that. The one with
Yeah.
the yellow hair, which is the OG, and then the one without the yellow hair.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's see.
See, that's one of my favorites. That's
I love
Better
I love
Please,
that.
another
No,
good
I
one.
absolutely love that album. So many great songs
yeah.
that come around with some Puerto Rican girls that are dying to meet
Yeah, I got
you.
two
Yeah.
1978 pressings
Oh, no kidding.
of Some
78 pressings,
Girls.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Faraway
Yeah.
Eyes, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
it's just
die
no,
cut with celebrity
that is
faces.
just a great album. Just really good. I think it's way up there.
Yeah.
So Dwayne Wolotica is saying his top three, the thing he likes about the Yardbirds, which we all like, top three favorite guitarists. Eric Clapton came first, then Jeff Beck. Jimmy Page came in behind Jeff Beck and was still there when the Yardbirds disbanded, which prompted him to put together the new Yardbirds to go fulfill Scandinavian tour dates that were already set, which later, when they got done with that tour, wound up becoming Led Zeppelin. All the
Hey,
same
they had the
brothers.
holy trinity of guitar players at the time. I mean, you can't get
No.
any better than
And
that.
I, and who knew it then? You know what I'm saying? But it's like I always liked the Yardbirds then. They were just like they were heavier than the other bands, and it was those guitar players that was bringing that out.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, you
These.
said you liked that BBC sessions you got?
Yoko Lennon, that one.
The
Oh yeah.
Yardbirds one? Yeah, that was
Yes.
good, eh? Talk about
Yes, it was.
good hard edge, just like Royce is talking now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I got another one for us. This is another one. Another Canadian guy. Seen him 4 or 5 times at the Blues Fest and whatnot here in
Oh,
Windsor.
really?
But this
Okay.
is
Okay.
Colin James. It's, Bad Habits, it's called. It's a really good one. Kind of blues rock. Mostly
Okay.
Canadian guy. Okay, who's next?
Okay. Who's next? Anybody in the chat? Okay, let's see. We got Adam Finley says, yeah, true. Zappa never sued. No, he did not. Zappa was actually a pretty cool guy, you know. When this report, I think it was a reporter or I don't know, but he brought John and Yoko over to Zappa's house, and John Lennon walks in and looks at Frank Zappa and says, "Ah, you're not as ugly as I thought you'd be in person." And Zappa instantly liked John's sense of humor, and he goes, we're playing tonight. After we finish our set, why don't you and Yoko come up on stage and jam with us? And that's where that whole thing came from, where they stole that song from him and took writing credit for him for it, excuse me. And he just blew it off, like big deal, Not going to change his life getting the writing credit for that. So I thought that was pretty cool that he did that, because he thought Lennon was kind of why he let it go. I don't know. I guess he just didn't care. It wasn't a big thing to him, It's already on an album he'd sold. I don't think John Lennon was going to take away from that, but whatever. Gloria.
Zappa
Gloria.
would have turned 84 yesterday.
Would he?
Yeah, but yeah, well,
I like Zappa more and more as time goes on. He's got the craziest sense of humor. He was playing at the Whiskey A Go Go, and John Wayne walked in. And John Wayne walked over and saw Zappa. I got a video. I made a video of it. If you look it up, it's why Frank Zappa called John Wayne a Nazi at the Whiskey A Go Go. and John Wayne comes in drunk with his bodyguards, and he sees Zappa over there, and he goes, "I know you. We met in Egypt." And he gives Zappa kind of a bear hug and lifts him up off the ground, and in doing so, messed up his hat, which is a real no-no. So when Zappa finally gets up on stage, he goes, "Well, we were going to have some important people here tonight, like," he named the guy that was the head of the American Nazi Party, "but he's unavailable. So all we have here tonight is just John Wayne." And John Wayne popped up out of his seat and started yelling and cursing at Zappa, and his bodyguards were like, "You better knock it off," yelling at Zappa. So it's pretty funny. All the Zappa videos are always going to be funny because Zappa's funny. Yeah, Stephen Stills. Stephen Stills is great. I think I bought Manassas a couple of months ago. Still REM albums for jazz. I like Sonny Rollins. Sonny Rollins, yeah. Yeah, great stuff, Eric. Thank you. Yeah, the guys are bringing it tonight.
absolutely.
Laughing out loud, blurry Nick.
Am I still blurry? I
Oberheim.
thought I fixed it.
Hoping to add Sills and Crofts in 2025, not just the song Summer Breeze, but dig through their catalog. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great, Oberheim. Let's see.
Someone who saw
George, the Everly Brothers are great. Yes, they are. Oh man, harmonizing. They are great.
Yes.
Thank you, George. Stephen Stills does it for me too, Eric. Yeah, I was a Stephen Stills fan in the mid '60s. Yeah, Stephen Stills and I go back a long ways. Anyway,
His
very
solo
talented.
stuff is kind of a one-hit wonder with me. I'm not a huge Stephen Stills fan.
No, but what about with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? He's real
I like this,
prominent.
and I can't say that I guess I'm more
Okay.
unfamiliar with Steve Stills than to actually say whether I'm a fan or his or not, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's got a very distinct voice, though. I totally
Angela's
respect
right
that
on.
vocal talent. Absolutely.
Cool.
Oberheim. Okay, so now let's move on here a little bit. We've got some, one of my favorite artists, Eric Clapton, fantastic guitar player. I seem to gain more respect for Eric as time goes on, and compared to my other guitar gods. But this is Derek and the Dominoes,
Yes.
Yep.
where he wouldn't even use his proper name, Eric. He had to go Derek. It was almost like he was. I don't know. It's hard to
was
explain.
ashamed.
I've read, huh?
He was ashamed that he'd fallen in love with his best friend's
kinda,
wife, and then Derek and the Dominoes is Eric, and Layla is Patsy Harrison, right? So,
yeah.
Patsy.
Well, that's exactly right. He was embarrassed.
Yeah.
He was actually hiding in shame when he made this album. But what an album it is! Oh my God! I mean, we're talking. I Looked Away, Bell Bottom Blues.
Yeah. Why does love have to be so sad?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. What a great song that is. It really is. I Am Yours, Any Day, Key to the Highway. What a wonderful blues song that is. Everybody's covered it too. Tell the Truth. Why does love have to be so sad? Like you just mentioned. Have you ever loved a woman? Another fantastic blues song. In fact, it'll tell you right here. If I could read it, I'd tell you. But
Yeah, have you
anyway.
ever loved a woman so much that a shame and a sin? Yeah. And all the while, you know, she bears your best friend's name. Yeah, doesn't
I
get
love
much
I
more.
love I love it when I see this Little Wing written by Jimi Hendrix.
So what a
Everybody
great person.
loved Little Wing. That was a classic song that Hendrix wrote there. No cover, except it's being covered here because Jimmy wrote it. Layla, what a great song! What an absolutely great song. Um, then we've got Thorn Tree in the Garden. I mean, this is just an amazing album. Layla, Bell Bottom Blues, just great. Well, paired with that, I don't know why I got into this whole pairing thing, but once again, Eric Clapton quit the Yardbirds, and where did he go when he quit the Yardbirds? He just wanted to play blues. He wasn't into this commercial success stuff. They just had a hit with the Yardbirds, so he wanted to play blues. So what did he do? He went and sought out John Mayall with Eric Clapton, the Blues Breakers. And this is an iconic album right here. This is Eric Clapton wanting to do nothing but play blues, regardless of how well it's paying. Okay, so anyway, this is a great album. I love this album. I listened to that. I listened to Derek and the Dominoes. They're on my list. This is okay. This one I have two copies of this. This one's not even opened, but this is the Rhino of the first Black Sabbath.
Okay.
Okay. This is the Rhino. I was really happy when I came across this. I've listened to this. I've listened to the other one that I have, and this is a little better. Of course, it is Rhino High Fidelity. Sounds great. 180-gram vinyl, cut from the original analog masters. Look at Nick there. Nick's probably got 9 copies of it.
Double and
No. I'll see your two.
Yeah, and raise you 8.
No. No, that'd have to be the Stones or Beatles.
Right. Okay. But anyway,
Oh
this
no,
is
it could
great.
be
I
the
mean,
Doors. You had a whole ton of
Yeah,
them.
that's true
do you,
too.
do you like this Rhino better than the original? Oftentimes, the OG winds up being
Better.
as good or better than the Rhino. What do you think on this, Nick?
I don't have an OG of it, so
You know, I don't have an OG either. Mine's an anniversary reissue, remaster.
yeah, they're not my top 10 list. Good stuff, but it's just I have different tastes.
Yeah.
Great album.
This is
It's
one
just-
of my favorite
Is it?
Black Sabbath albums.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's got the classic Black Sabbath tone right out of the gate. You know, and you don't find that on all of them because this just
No.
set the tone for what the rest of them should sound like. Really.
Mm-hmm. But when you start
Absolutely.
off with the thunderstorm and then you get into that, it
Yep.
it sets off it's like you're ready to listen to Doom through your speakers.
Right.
It's excellent.
Yeah, no, it really is excellent.
I'll throw
Derek
another
and the
one out here.
Dominoes at the Fillmore East. Whoa, Floyd. Pink Floyd, Umaguma live disc. James Gang Rides Again. I might have that James Gang Rides Again. No. I was thinking of something else. Stephen Still's first album. Nice, Dr. Rick.
Absolutely.
Eric Schultz, I don't have all that much in vinyl. This year I bought vinyl LPs of the Foo Fighters, great. Midnight Medicine, Ravi Shankar in concert, 1972. Boy, who didn't he play with? He was at Woodstock, wasn't he? He played with the Beatles and he played with everybody. Dark Horse Records store day release, a C-level LP. Nice. Angela, it was awful what happened to Billy Squire. I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
the guy from the Scorpions, story has it they were getting ready to do a co-headline tour, and the guy from the Scorpions, if the story is true, called Billy Squire the day after the video was released on MTV and said, "I can't take your music seriously. I can't tour with you anymore." Like instantly.
Oh,
like,
really?
Everybody was like, they blacklisted him overnight once that video was played.
Wow.
They said his tours went from sold out to half arenas, like within the next day or two.
Well, what did I miss about that story? I missed something there.
It was the video, like it was at the time when it was one of the first 80s videos, and I don't mean to sound sexist whatsoever, but it was one of the videos where he was dancing around in a pink shirt and just kind of being effeminate.
Right. Okay.
At a time when, if you want to be
like Mick Jagger does every time he's
that was literally just before that video with Jagger and Bowie doing their thing.
Oh yeah.
Had it come out first, like I mentioned earlier, Billy Squire probably wouldn't have got the same reaction. But
treatment he got. Yeah. That's a really, really interesting point. Yeah. What was that? Dancing in the Streets, Bowie and I can't remember.
Yeah, what a crappy version of it too. But.
Right.
But I'll bring up the music level a bit. Here's one that I saw these guys open up for Black Sabbath, and this is one of my all-time favorite albums now. And it's Rival Sons, Great Western Valkyrie.
Okay.
Great album. I mean, these guys, when they opened up for Sabbath, they played just as good or better, perhaps. It was an excellent show. They had just gotten off a tour with Deep Purple, and then because the bands all know each other, they said, hey, you guys are good, come and tour with us. You know, if you're done with Deep Purple, come and tour with us. That in and of itself tells you how good the band is when you go from those two. And speaking of Deep Purple, I like a lot of their albums, but this is a compilation I listen to more often because it's got more songs. The deepest
Purple.
The very best of Deep Purple, yeah.
Deepest Purple. I have that on vinyl.
Yeah, it's got a great selection of songs. This was probably one of the first CDs I bought when I was like 12 years old, first getting a subscription to Columbia House and stuff like that, eh?
Okay, Columbia House.
I'm going to have to change, throw a curveball in here.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Then I'll throw one in.
Some Frank Sinatra. I have a Frank Sinatra weekend with some Dean Martin tossed in. You know, the
right on.
Then you got to throw in some big band a weekend. I enjoyed a lot of the big band. Just Dave Brubeck. You know, that's moving forward from the big band. It's just, you know, going through the history of music is just sweet. You know, there's like I said at the top, it's hard to narrow down which one you listen to the most because it's like a buffet. I'm going to sample this, and next weekend I'm going to sample that. Well, the bigger the buffet, the less times you revisit, you know, particular records or eat a particular food.
No, that's very true. That's very true. Mm-hmm. It's hard to even keep up with what you're buying sometimes as far as listening.
Or the collection you already have.
Well, that's exactly right. And I mean, if you're preparing for a show, you know, you might be focused on albums that have to do with that show, you know.
Well, yeah, and that's
before
what I was
you know
doing until a couple hours ago. Talk about getting a curveball. Right. Well, you talk. Okay, this is a curveball for me. Now, I listen to this as much as any album I've shown tonight. I found this. I paid $2 for it, and it's Movie Classics. Yeah.
And I actually have this very picture on one of the videos I made when I visited Clint Eastwood's ranch, Mission Ranch in Carmel. My wife and I ate there, and then we went down to the Hog's Breath Inn downtown Carmel, which was a inn and bar and restaurant that he owned for something like 27 years and then sold to a friend of his, but he still frequents it all the time. So we had a great time because we went to the restaurant. He'd saved this property from the wrecking ball. They wanted to build condos there. It was several acres with all kinds of buildings and, you know, places to rent out to sleep and stuff on it, and the nice restaurant with an ocean view. And so anyway, I used this as my picture, my thumbnail for that show. Okay. But so we went down to the Hog Breath Inn, and you talk about a fun time. We walked in there, and there's pictures of Clint Eastwood, you know, adorning all the walls. as well as some stuffed hogs up on the fireplace mantles and stuff with their tusks sticking out. And we just had a fun time in there. We started talking. I said, "Hey, has Clint Eastwood been in lately?" And one of the employees goes, "He was in last night." And I saw them all kind of looking at each other, smiling.
Yeah.
You know, they tell that to everybody,
Right.
right? And I go, "Oh, really?" Then they had some Clint Eastwood beer there. I wish now I would have bought some, but it's not. It's a fun drive. What, 2 hours and you're there, you know. And so I'll go back up there and get some Clint Eastwood beer. And anyway, so we had fun there, and we're kidding around. We're kidding around with the employees. And I said, "So Clint Eastwood was in last night, right?" And he goes, "Yeah. So now I can finally get my money." He's talking about his paycheck. And so then all these people in there started getting into the act, and we're all messing around and laughing and stuff. It was quite fun.
Number 57.
Yeah, but so this has for example, you've got The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, A Fistful of Dollars.
Concert.
Oh yeah, A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More. It's got all the iconic spaghetti westerns on here.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, do they sound good here too. I mean, just so good. And I have probably listened to this more than I've listened to any other album I have. You know, I love this music. Anyway, okay, so all right, where were we, folks? Novice Nick, please tap the like button. Thank you. Thumbs up, folks.
To have caught a concert of them playing those songs, and it was very enjoyable.
I can imagine. Like hearing the Ecstasy of Gold, that would be awesome live.
Yeah. Well, when I caught it, they were doing The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and it was just remarkable. I didn't realize how complicated that music really was.
Yeah, you couple it with the Ecstasy of Gold. Put the two of those themes together. Oh yeah,
awesome concert.
Oh yeah, no, this is so good. I mean, this Ennio Morricone.
Yep.
Man, the guy, talk about talent. I mean, you know, I have this 4-disc set of spaghetti westerns that's got Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Hang 'em High, and then some other single, you know, individual ones. And I tell you what, I'm going to say in the last 4 months, I've probably watched The Good, Bad, and the Ugly 3 times, maybe 4.
Yeah.
And
it's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Okay, let's see what Gloria has to say here. Wilson Phillips, Madonna. You know, I have probably 4 Madonna albums. Wilson Phillips, Madonna, The Immaculate Collection, and of course, the Bee Gees Main Course. Well, that's awesome. That was some good that's some good stuff right there, Gloria. Right on. Dan Goucher, Royce, your exile better have the postcards included, brother. Not only does it have the postcards included, but those postcards, they're right here, and they've never been separated on the perforations. They've never been separated on the perforations, Dan. And if I could figure out how to, it's one of those sticky tops. I'm going to pull these postcards out so you can see what I'm talking about. These are the postcards. And you can see on the back where the stamps are. These are the postcards. And they've never been separated. There's 2 per sheet. 6 sheets, 2 postcards per sheet. And none of them have ever been separated on the perforations. So yes, I have the postcards. Not bragging or anything, but that you asked. But that's why I bought this one and paid a little more, because I'd never found one that looked brand new inside and out, every bit of it.
Hey, while you're doing that, I got a couple of it's like just compilations and whatever soundtracks. Anybody ever watched the stoner movie Dazed and Confused?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I have the CD. That's the CD I have.
Both of them. They're the 2 of them. The soundtrack part 1 and soundtrack part 2.
Yeah, mine's the green colored one.
Yeah. See, this one here, it's got all the songs that basically weren't on this.
Gotcha.
You know, a movie with they only mentioned Led Zeppelin once in the whole movie, and it's talking about the drum solo and how you have to be high to listen to 45 minutes of drums. But the reason they didn't actually they wanted to use Dazed and Confused, but Led Zeppelin charged them too much for the license, and they said, "We'll just leave the movie title, but we're not going to use any Zeppelin. They can't afford it."
Right.
Yeah.
A
But
spirit, the spirit.
this one, I've played this one over and over and over. I love this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a decent CD collection. I probably got 200, 250 CDs.
This one here, it's a one-hit wonder band, and I don't know why I like it, but the song "Never Been Any Reason" from Head East.
Oh, is that right?
I've never heard of anything else from that band, but I love that song, and that's on the Pink version of it, like the second that one.
Okay.
But I figured I'd just throw that while you were going through some of the comments and whatever.
Yeah, well, this is interesting. Oberheim said, I was talking about Death Wish 2. Jimmy Page had played the guitar on the soundtrack for it. Well, Oberheim's telling me here that Death Wish 1 soundtrack was done by jazz man Herbie Hancock.
I'd heard that, but I didn't know for sure.
Yeah. Oh, here we got Gringo Pines is here. Hey, Gringo. Que paso, ese? Evening, Royce, Chris, and Nick. Oh, and there's Michael. Good evening, all. Good evening, Gringo. Good to see you here, brother. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I was never a big fan of Jefferson Airplane until this year. Amazing deep cuts. I enjoy their albums and CDs. I got them all now. Oh, that's great, Piccolina.
Nice.
That's a nice collection, boy. They were cutting edge of the psychedelic era, let me tell you. Playing down there at Golden Gate Park with the Grateful Dead and Santana and Janis Joplin and the Big Brother and the
Grateful
Holding
Dead,
Company.
There's another weekend.
There's another weekend, right?
Oh, absolutely. I have a bunch of Dead.
So Dan Goucher is saying that the thumbs up button has an untapped potential. Well, folks, let's don't let that go to waste, man. Smash that thumbs up button, baby. Let's kick this out into the ozone.
Go.
Look at that, Nick. Nick's on fire.
There you go. So this week I enjoyed a 2-hour concert of Led Zeppelin Celebration Day.
Oh, you did?
On Blu-ray and 5.1 sound. It was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I listened to the same thing just a couple hours ago.
I haven't listened. I have the Blu-ray too, and I haven't watched it yet.
Oh man, do you have a 5.1 system?
I should even. I have a 7. I have a 7.1.
Oh well, this is only 5.1.
Oh, okay.
The Blu-ray. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I do. I have the 3 speakers in the front and the 2 in the back, and the subwoofer in the cabinet.
I have the 7.2.4 for those Atmos recordings. But,
I can't compete with what you have.
No, there's not many that can. So don't even bother trying.
Thank goodness my missus enjoys it as much as I do.
No, thank goodness. Yeah.
She's into the audio, the whole.
It's important that you both have the same taste too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's in for the whole bit. But yes, Celebration Day was incredibly fun. I stayed up way past my bedtime, and I didn't concern myself with the rest of the house.
While I'm listening to Black Sabbath, my wife's out there listening to Jackson Brown or something,
Mm-hmm.
Which I like Jackson Brown too. Don't get me wrong, but
it's two different.
She's always been into a little more mellow rock,
mind.
Yeah.
The state of mind is two different places.
State of minds, yeah.
It just depends on where you're at that day or night when you fire it up.
That's right.
Like I said, that's why every weekend's a new adventure with a different genre or different mood.
Oh yeah. That's Dr. Rick, those are all great Stones albums. I have every single one of them. In fact, I have Sticky Fingers and Exile right here on my desk. I've shown them already.
You don't want to know how much.
But I have Beggars and Let It Bleed too. I have quite a few Stones albums. But I mean, they have a lot of stuff. They have stuff that I don't. They have stuff I haven't even seen yet.
I have 50.
50 Stones albums. Wow.
Plus that box set.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy.
That's a couple right there.
I need to.
Well,
Yeah, I need to.
I knew they had a huge amount, because it's just like endless with those guys.
Yeah, yeah. They put out a lot of stuff, but some of
Put out
it's
a lot of
doubles and
stuff.
triples. I need to thin
Yeah.
out. You
Right.
know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oberheim.
just
Good day, Dr. Rick. Eric Schultz. Michael, I just saw your comment about having to refloyd yourself after hearing Waters' new Dark Side. I still haven't listened to it, but I'm curious enough to listen.
Don't do it, Eric. Don't do it. Save your eardrums. Do not listen to it. And like I made a comment earlier to Michael, if you listen to it, make sure you have some tomato juice because it's going to be just like getting sprayed by a skunk, and it'll take you a week to get rid of the smell of it.
that's what I figured.
Without even
That's how much you like Roger Waters, huh?
no, I don't. Well, Roger Waters is Roger Waters, but as far
Right.
as
No,
what
no,
he
I
did to
know.
that album, it's a fucking shame. Sorry
Yeah,
for swearing, but it is.
that's why. You know what? I never had the urge to listen to it because
I didn't either.
why would you water down something that's so close to perfection? Why
Oh,
why
well,
would you
I
bother?
know. What? Tell me the
You know,
logic of
would you
that.
go and do something to the Mona Lisa? Would you actually do anything to it? No, right?
Hey, check out Michael Nolan's comment on this topic. Draw a bath first, Eric. You might feel a bit dirty after the.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. That's classic, Michael.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
to make sure I don't track any mud in the kitchen. That's right. Gringo. Hey, Dr. Rick, how you doing? And we're all asking that. Hey, great chat, Royce. Well, George, thank you.
Thanks,
It's a little
George.
different from what
Thank you, George.
we're
Yeah.
used to. It's a lot more just free flowing here.
I had something. Oh, sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, no. Go ahead. Doesn't matter.
Here we are jumping all over each other again.
No.
All right. Well, there was somebody who was mentioned in the chat, another one that I listened to a lot of. I listened to a bunch of his albums, but probably this one the most is Stevie Ray Vaughan, the In Step
Yeah.
album.
Yeah,
I love
I
Stevie
think
Ray
that
Vaughan.
was
Oh my
Angela
God.
earlier
Yeah,
mentioned.
was it Angela? Okay, it's somebody
think
mentioned.
so.
Yeah, great album. His last one too. He just got himself clean, was getting ready to go on tour, and then happened to get in that helicopter that nobody else wanted to get into.
Yeah,
That's too
a
bad.
shame.
I don't know
But
what it
yeah,
is. I don't know why people have so much faith in these pilots. You know what I
It's
mean?
a device designed to shake
mean,
itself apart.
No, well, yeah, helicopters are constantly trying to tear themselves apart.
Yes.
Well, Eric Clapton,
they're not
definitely-
like planes, which are big gliders with a motor. When I flew my little 4-seat airplane to Catalina Island with my wife and 3 kids in it, I did my pre-flight and I determined how high I needed to fly to be able to go one way or the other all the way back to either to Ventura or to Catalina Island if I had an engine out. I couldn't even imagine being out in the middle of the ocean trying to get my kids out of a plane that was trying to sink.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did that and probably broke all kinds of aviation rules. The altitude I flew in there at, with planes flying up out of Long Beach straight at me. But anyway, when I got to Catalina Island, it took me, I think, longer to spiral down and land than it took me to fly there. I was so high. But my wife was kind of freaked out. We're at a Paso Robles airport right here close. And one of my friends owned the mechanic shop, a couple of young guys. They were the mechanics that worked on all our planes. And Joe walks out and he goes, "Hey, Royce, where are you and Betty and the kids off to today?" I go, "Catalina Island." And he says, "Oh my God, you hear about that runway and that Learjet that crashed?" And we're like, my wife's like starting to get a little worried,
Yeah.
Then the guy I knew that was, he was a UPS pilot, but you just, when you're into planes, that's the plane, the airport is your clubhouse. You do everything you can to be out there all the time. So the guy he was a UPS pilot flying, flying boxes around, but he's out there fueling airplanes. That's what he did in his spare time, was fuel the airplanes. So he walks up and he goes, "Hey, Royce, where are you guys headed today?" We go, Catalina Island. And he goes, "Oh, did you hear what happened to that Learjet with the way that runway is?" And so I'm like, "What? Why is that?" My wife's starting to freak out a little bit. Well, apparently this Learjet landed and the runway's got like a crown to it and you can't see where it's going to end at some point. And so this guy was landing a Learjet, and it looked like the runway was too short, and he gave it the full throttle to do a go around or take off, and now it was too short, and he flew off the end of the cliff, and they all died.
Oh,
Yeah, off the end of a cliff and down into the water. So anyway, so after that, I had some explaining to do, but
yes, explaining.
explaining. Yeah, we had a few adventures like that could be classified as close calls. That wasn't
Yes,
a close
Natalie.
call at all. But I mean, we had some that were close calls. Like flying back from Northern California, and the generator goes out, so the batteries discharge. And I don't care how much fuel you think you have, you stare at these empty gauges long enough because there's no battery, and
Yeah.
they're sitting on empty. And you begin to wonder, did you really have enough? Should you have got more before you left? And you're flying over the mountains, and your only references are that occasional light at some little house or something down below flying over the mountains. And I
That's a
get
bad
all the
feeling.
way back to Paso Robles, and it's like, thank God, but it's pilot control lighting. You have to
Get
click the
some
microphone
of
5
that.
times. You have to click the microphone 5 times, pilot control lighting, to turn the runway lights on.
Oh
Well,
boy.
guess what? Your battery's dead. You can't click the microphone.
Yeah.
So you have no pilot control lighting. So
Oh,
I go into land, and there's no runway lights, and it's pitch black. And my wife's like, and I hit that cushion of air called ground effect, right between, the last 15 feet or so. There's like a cushion of air that can make you kind of squirrel around a little bit.
yeah.
Normally it's no big deal, but when it's really dark, it kind of, can kind of stress you out a little bit. So
Note to self,
anyway, so
don't
I
fly with
decided I didn't
Royce.
feel comfortable finishing that landing. So I did a go around, push the throttle in, and was going to do it, around the pattern again and land this time. And boy, my wife was not happy. What the hell are you doing? I thought you were going to land. I go, I didn't feel comfortable landing. I'm going to do a go around. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Where were we? We got albums.
We were making notes
My
to ourselves
condolences.
not to fly with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's 1 or 2 incidents over a long time.
Just kidding.
You almost turned Caitlin away when you operated the zipper on the sticky fingers cover. It was the smartest move to put a piece of metal over the vinyl
Let me
LP.
address
Yeah.
Eric Schultz.
Go ahead.
Eric, no, it wasn't about Bob Dylan. It was about the no lights landing with Royce at the airport. Said that was a definite not a good thing. No lights.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Certainly not.
Well, the only thing that I'm going to say that was in my favor is I went up there a few nights earlier to do touch and goes, where you just go around the pattern, you land, take off again, go around,
Right.
land, take off. You just nonstop, and the lights weren't working. So I did about 6 touch and goes with no runway lights.
Oh,
So I had a little bit of a comfort level. Okay.
yeah, that's good. But
Yeah,
your wife
yeah.
didn't.
No, she didn't.
She was, as they would say, she was not amused.
No, she was not amused. She was rarely amused when things like that happened.
Yeah, and most
know.
well, it's natural. But hey, I got a big week coming up. I'm sorry, but I
Yeah.
need to.
Well, no.
Gotta get some
We
stuff done.
were right here at the end. So thank you, Nick.
Okay.
I do have a few more albums. I'm gonna go through them real quick. Do you have anything
Okay.
else, Nick, that you
God
wanted to
bless
show?
everybody.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
This-
Uh,
Merry
we'll,
Christmas.
we'll see y'all soon.
Okay.
Royce, drop me a note with what's coming up. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Be careful and safe, Nick. Happy
You
holidays,
too, my
buddy.
friends.
My
God bless.
my LP's zipper is bigger than your LP zipper. Love.
Well, that's okay. Well, my
It's
well,
what's
how about
behind the
that?
zipper that counts, right?
That's right.
Right. Dwayne will
And
on that
autograph.
note,
My system just went down. How about
Okay,
that?
I'm going to show this now because we're running out of time here. And this is Nirvana. Okay, I absolutely love this album. That little guy in the album with his pee-pee hanging out. He was suing. He was suing for showing him this way as an adult. I don't think it went anywhere. But this is a great album. Never mind. I mean, you've got. Come on. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Who didn't go crazy when that video came on? In Bloom. I mean, Lithium. I love this album. This is a great album. But you know what? The album I like even more than I like this by Nirvana is MTV Unplugged in New York.
Mhm. Good
This
one.
has got all their best songs on it. It's a 2 album set. I've had it on CD since it came out, probably the early 90s, whatever. And I have listened to this so many times. About a Girl, Come As You Are, Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam,
Yeah.
The Man Who Sold the World, Penny Royalty, Dumb, Polly, On a Plane, Something in the Way, okay, Plateau, Oh Me, Lake on Fire, All Apologies, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? I like that song.
I like that one.
Come As You Are, yeah. I like that song too. I mean, I like these all. I mean, this is just, there isn't a song on this double album that I don't like.
Oh, you got the
Nirvana Unplugged in New York.
Wow.
And then my very first 8-track. This was one of my very first 8-tracks, although this is an album. This is Bayou Country by Creedence Clearwater. I have loved this album. I bought the 8-track when I was 16 years old. I've never stopped listening to it, and it's just fantastic. This was, to me, well, Green River actually sold more, and that was the first album. I think this was the second one. But what a great album this is, Bayou Country.
Hmm.
It never grows old for me, Born on the Bayou, bootleg. I mean, great album. Then recently, but not so recently, I haven't listened to this a whole bunch. Who's Next? Who's Next? This is a great album. It's got Baba O'Reilly on it. Bargain. Call that a bargain. The best I ever had. Okay. Going Mobile. Behind Blue Eyes. Won't Be Fooled Again. I mean, just hit after hit. This is a great album. Another great album is Jethro Tull Aqualung. I think I have at least 7 Jethro Tull albums. There's a lot more out there. He's been around a long time. But this is a great album. I did the biggest YouTube show that I've done had the name not Jethro.
Ian Anderson.
Frank Zappa's dying request to Ian Anderson. Frank Zappa was dying of cancer. He wanted Ian Anderson to call him. And the show was about that. It's got almost 67,000 views, several hundred likes, 300 or 400 likes. It's the biggest show I've ever done, and I think it was 7 minutes long,
Wow.
So anyway, that's a great album. Okay, now
I'll put a
Chris.
couple in there, Bryce, before you get too. Oh
Okay.
yeah, there's-
Okay, well, I might as well throw this one.
Yeah.
Throw this one out. This is I love this. I love this 2-album set, and what really makes it cool is the these are the Rasta colors back here. I've got several pictures of Bob Marley. I've got a really nice one right there that's framed with some Rasta colored beads around it. Here's another one. I don't have that hanging yet. The one up there is hanging on my wall. And anyway, I love Bob Marley. I probably have 6 or 7 CDs of his. But what's really cool about this album is the Rasta colored vinyl. I really love this Rasta colored vinyl, And I think this vinyl is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, 2-album. Legends. This was an anniversary edition. 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
So anyway, love this one. Go ahead, Chris. You were up, but
I got a few. One I'm surprised nobody's mentioned, and this one, when it comes to Rod Stewart, this is my all-time go-to is Gasoline Alley. I love that.
I don't have that. Gasoline Alley, huh?
Yeah, it's a great
Wow.
album. Him and
Okay, well, thank you.
Ronnie Wood before he joined the Stones.
Yeah. They were all in the faces or the small faces together,
Yeah, it's got
right?
like the title track, Gasoline Alley, It's All Over Now, Country Comfort, My Way of Living, a whole bunch of good ones on that.
Oh, awesome.
And then another one
That's
I got
great.
here. I like the old White Snakes, and this is one of my favorite albums of theirs, Live in the Heart of the City.
Okay.
With like this was recorded in 78, I think. There's 78 or 79 tour. But that's and then another one of the ones you guys mentioned Pink Floyd and that already. This is my
Yeah.
probably Dark Side of the Moon, and then this one of my favorite albums. I listen to this one a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Wish You Were Here album.
Right. I think I have that on CD.
And just to keep Michael happy, because we mentioned this one every once in a while, and every so often I just got to pick this one up and listen to it. And this one's for Michael.
Right. Covered
Clean.
Up. Hey, I have that on CD too.
Yeah. Great album.
Yeah.
And I was going to show one last thing I can go on again like we both can forever. But
Yeah. No, I know. Go ahead.
Nick mentioned jazz. I haven't listened too often, but for the jazz, anybody knows Oscar Peterson?
I'm actually not really familiar with him.
He's a jazz pianist from Montreal. He played in the 50s, 60s, and all that.
Yeah.
And so on. But it's
right.
This one here is a 3 CD set. Like it's an ultimate compilation, basically.
Well, during the late 60s, early 70s, me and my friends, just out of the clear blue sky, we're all fans of jazz pianist Ramsey Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And we even went out to UNLV to watch him in concert, and he had the song, I think it was Raindrops or something like that. That was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Between the Zippers, I think. Instead of Between the Buttons, the Stones had one Between the Zippers. That's great. I have the album Between the Buttons. That's why I recognize that, Dan. Michael, I have no idea what it is that you are getting condolences for, but God bless you in whatever your situation is. Best wishes for peace and joy in the new year. That's nice, Eric. Dwayne Walotica. I won 2 prime tickets to see the Rolling Stones live in 1997 near the mini stage. Interesting. That's about the year I saw them in the Babylon. What was the name of that? Not Beggars of Babylon. What was the name of that tour? I have the T-shirt and the hat. Something of Babylon. Yeah, I can't.
Bridges to Babylon?
Bridges to Babylon. Thank you. That was around that same year, 97. I saw the Stones in 72 at the Long Beach Arena, in 97, 8, 9, somewhere in there in Portland, Oregon. And it was the Bridges to Babylon tour. Yeah. Also for the group, I highly recommend using a deep dive on the Australian group Little River Band. I'm familiar with them. Not only are they amazing vocal group songwriters, they're amazing players. We're proud of them. Well, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Oberheim. Angela, I think you missed mine, Royce. Oh, shoot. Okay. I do not want to miss it. Sorry, Angela. Where are you? Where are you? Do you know how far back it is?
What? How far back what?
Angela's post. I think you missed mine, she says.
Oh, possibly. The chat went so fast today. It's hard
I saw Billy. Okay. Here's a comment of yours that says, I saw Billy on that tour. He was great. Now, was it a comment before that? It was awful.
That was about Billy Squire.
Okay, that was about Billy Squire, those two. Okay, let me go back forward because I don't want to miss that, Angela.
There's one on here, maybe this is the one she's talking about. She says Triumph, Just a Game, and a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
That's got to be it. How much further?
Actually,
Here
it's
it
just
is.
a couple down
Here,
from where
Eric.
you're at.
Okay, Eric, are you going to try to see the new biopic? A complete unknown. Okay, well, let's see. I don't know. Okay, I think you missed mine, Royce. You're right. I did miss it.
Go 4 down from where you're at, Royce. That's hers.
From where I was at, you mean?
No, the comment you have on the screen, go 4 comments down from there.
Okay, which comment are you talking? Oh, the one that's on the screen now?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
okay.
Dan, Carla, James, and then Angela's comment. Could be the one you're talking about.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Triumph.
you had one beforehand.
Triumph, just a game, and a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Thank you.
She had one
Yeah.
prior to that, but it's too far back to find.
I absolutely loved Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I don't think he gets near the recognition he should be getting. Do you?
No, he's.
I mean, he was
by far one of the greatest
amazing.
guitar
What a power guitar player. I mean, his smallest strings, the high strings, were not like 9s or 10s, like most rock play. They were like 13s.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like bridge suspension cables. Oh my God. And the tone that helped him to gain. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just amazing. Thank you, Angela.
All right.
Okay, where are we here? All right. Old postcards are cool. Yeah. Michael Noland, The Bottom Line. Yum.
Nice.
I feel much better now. Okay, let's see.
And here's another one while you're going through all those. Another one of my favorites, I listen to this quite a bit, is the Tom Petty Wildflowers album.
Okay, yeah.
I like that.
I don't have that, but I've listened to it before.
Yeah, it's a great one. You don't know how it feels. It's good to be king. You wreck me. Stuff like that.
No, he was amazing. He was amazing. Okay, folks. I have one more album I'm going to show, and I really, really like this. This is my favorite Metallica album, okay? This is just a fantastic album.
Yeah.
And the songs on it. I mean, this is, 180-gram vinyl, top-selling album of the past 30 years, okay? Over 300 million worldwide sales. 30 million, excuse me. And I love these songs. Enter the Sandman, Nothing Else Matters, The Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam. I mean, this is just excellent. And the cool thing about it is it's kind of a, it's sort of a subtle colored vinyl. You have to look kind of close, but there's you can see the brown in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So this is cool. But I mean, I just these songs, I just love these songs. These songs are great. Okay, so that kind of concludes my presentation here, and I'm pretty much ready to.
Caller?
I think we're going to close the show, everybody. I think
There's
we're going to close the show.
One.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I'll get in trouble for that one, but REO Speedwagon's collection, The Hits.
Okay.
I like listening.
Why would you get in trouble for that one?
No, I don't know. It's just another different one than we haven't really looked at.
Right.
I'm trying to get their.
We've got to get more. We've got to get more women on the show. We've got Angela, Kate, and Gloria, and we're very grateful for all three of you. But boy, I tell you, it'd be nice to have a little more balance, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'd probably class the place up a little bit.
Absolutely, that goes without even saying. Gringo. Stones for sure. Absolutely, Gringo. Thank you. Caitlin. Yeah, you know what, guys? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I know it's kind of gone out of fashion a little bit to necessarily say Christmas. It's now Happy Holidays, but you know what? Merry Christmas. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I'm not trying to. Anyway, I want everyone to have a great holiday here. Look at that. Natalie Angelo, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for joining in. Angela says, Merry Christmas to everyone. I want to wish everyone a really happy holiday. Merry Christmas. It's almost here. What's today? The 22nd. Tomorrow's the 23rd. I'm trying to get an inspection on a job I'm working on Tuesday morning. It's raining Tuesday morning. What a nightmare. Anyway, we'll survive. We'll survive. Caitlin Stoddard. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Kate. Natalie Angelo. Hello, Caitlin. Eric Schultz. A friend of mine lost his older brother a couple of years ago, and he gave me his brother's copy of Jefferson. Well, that's cool, Eric. Must have thought a lot of you giving you that. Eric Schultz, Airplanes, Volunteers. It's a good album. Natalie Angelo. Carla Murray. ZD of Zep 2. I just watched that nights ago. Celebration Day rocks. Right on. Right on, Michael. I'm glad you were able to hang in here and have a little fun with the show. To you and yours, Eric. Merry Christmas, Michael, to you and your family and to everybody here.
Absolutely.
I think of this. I think of everybody here as a family. We're all part of a family. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Spend your time hanging out with us and participating. I love the participation we get from our chat. Everybody's so active. Michael Nolan, the bottom line. Quicksilver Rocks Doc, fantastic band. Right on. Natalie Angelo. I love Early Stones with Brian Jones. Early Stones are awesome, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
Gringo Pines. What a great chat so far, Royce. Outstanding. Well, thank you, Gringo. Appreciate it, my man. Totally appreciate it. Me too, Natalie. I wish Michael all the best for 2025. And I do too. Absolutely. I wish everybody here all the best. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's see. Looks like I lost a few things here. Watching that. Okay, we'll go up here and grab these last few, and then we're just going to say goodbye and sign off. We'll probably be doing Celebration Day next week. I was thinking about doing that in midweek. Michael and I talked, and he was suggesting something. Well, this is more like a end of the season, end of the year wrap up. You know what I mean? I'm talking about all these albums all year long. Now we're ending by talking about the ones we've listened to the most for the year. And it just seems appropriate. It's kind of a closer for the year. Because this will be the last, live pod. Well, no, we'll have another live podcast before the new year.
Yeah,
but we're close. We're close. Maybe we should just play Christmas music. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hey, one of the more important things coming up this holiday season is the World Junior Hockey Championships starting Boxing Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Canada plays at 7. I think they played Finland. I'm not sure. But the World Juniors, yeah.
Natalie. Thanks for showing up, Natalie. Anyone love the Allman Brothers? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I have them live at the Fillmore East. And that was actually sent to me by my dear friend who's on this show. And in the chat tonight, Angela. Angela sent me the Allman Brothers at the Fillmore East. Probably the greatest live album. They were all live that came out of the Fillmore East. I've got a collection of Fillmore East albums. It's that what a great venue that was. But the Allman Brothers, they're rated at the very top of all the shows that were played at the Fillmore East. I wish, wonderful 25. Yes, sir. Thank you, Michael. That's why I'd paint eyebrows on her. Natalie. Stevie Ray Vaughan, legend. Yes, he is. Guitar God. Praying Michael. Caitlin, how are you, Caitlin?
If you're intending to get to the bottom of that, Royce, you'll be here for another hour. There's so much in the chat. It's crazy tonight.
There really is, isn't there? I'm not going to find the bottom because I'm not making any progress. I mean, I'm really not.
No.
You got Jersey Devil. I know it's going by faster than You know what? I might just have Jerry C is here to a rummage sale 16 years ago and bought a large collection of vinyl for resale, but kept all the Stevie Ray Vaughan albums for my collection. They were all mint condition and go really nice with my Stevie Ray. Okay, 12-inch singles. Awesome. Eric Royce, I'm glad that you eventually did land. No, I would not want to be on that plane that night. Yeah, no, I actually didn't want to be on it either. But I had to get everybody safely on the ground. Blessings, Nick. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. So I'll have a happy, prosperous New Year. It hasn't been as great as I would have liked it to have been this last couple of years. Things have been a little work-wise, a little bit slow. And then I wind up on these very painful jobs afterward. Nirvana is stunning. Yeah, I love Nirvana. I love Nirvana. Fox Ochaka, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you, Fox Ochaka. Merry Christmas to you. Great MTV Unplugged. Love that album. Love it. Have it on CD. Have it on the album, vinyl. I just can't find the bottom of this. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Okay, someone thinks Michael is funny.
Everybody has opinions, right?
Why would anybody think Michael's funny?
I don't know.
Well, maybe because he is, right? Okay,
He
I'm almost to the bottom. I'm almost to the bottom. Sorry if I'm skipping here and there, but you know, not everybody even tries to show as much of the chat as I do. But
So you just showed the Jethro Tull album. Like I have Aqualung, a couple of versions of it. I have a 25th anniversary remix. Man, I was so disappointed. They cleaned
Really?
it up. All the the grit and the nastiness that you hear, like locomotive breath. That
yes, yeah.
It sounded like somebody put it out in the 80s. It was so polished. It was like,
you're kidding me.
It was so disappointing. It was like
that would be disappointing.
Grit. That's what makes that album, is that dirty, gritty sound.
Oh yeah. Okay, everybody, we're gonna sign off, folks.
Wrap it up, yeah.
Thank you so much. If you're watching later, you didn't get to watch the live, you like the content, please subscribe. Please subscribe. We also have a membership. If anybody wants to add a little extra layer of support, it all goes back into the show. Better lighting, better this, better equipment, you name it. And so anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And that's what's happening in Royce's world tonight. Thank you all so much, and good night.